not it. This lower, just like, it's just kind of, it's just not, the angle is not angling for me right now. But I'm not gonna let it stop us from being able to connect today. So I am on my little road trip. Kind of looks like a different car because it is. I rented a car so that way I didn't have to put miles on my car. So we are in a rental car for right now. So let's dig into this. I wanted to apologize. And you might be like, Ciana, I don't get it. What do you mean you want to apologize? Like, what is there to apologize about? So let me tell you why I want to apologize. I don't know if I did a really good job of depicting, I should have turned off my directions on this phone. I don't know if I did a really good job depicting what exactly people are getting when they let me become their coach, their teacher. Now, before we get into all of that, let me see, is that, let me make sure I get on the correct freeway first. But hopefully everybody's having a beautiful day. Hopefully everybody is having a wonderful, what's today? You guys, when you own your own business, I'm not even kidding, people think like, oh, do you have like what's going on? You never know what the day is. You guys, I am on my own schedule, so it's just like every day is kind of like the same, in my opinion. Actually, let me hold on. There we go. I needed to turn off the directions. It was like messing with me. So hopefully everyone's having a beautiful day. And here's the thing. I'm gonna be on the freeway, so I won't be able to really answer any questions, but you guys are more than welcome to put questions in there, and I will definitely see them that are inside of the live stream. Also do a really good job of kind of helping me out if I'm not able to answer a question. But okay, so here's the thing, guys. Man, how do I even start this? There's a lot of silent suffering going on. There's a lot of silent suffering going on, okay? And I think that the beauty of the internet is that we can connect with each other, and there's kind of like this safeness to it because we don't really all know each other directly. And this is not, you know, a huge community, right? It's a pretty tight-knit, like, community. And so there's a beauty in the fact that we can kind of talk and dialogue and just kind of throw out, you know, different stories about what we're all going through. And here's the thing, guys, like, and you guys, I'm really the most vulnerable one, right? Because you guys can actually see me. You guys can Instagram. You guys can, you know, you guys can look at all my content. Like, I'm kind of more so putting myself out there. A lot of people have like not secret, but like alias type of YouTube channels or YouTube usernames, okay? So I want to say this is a safe space because really 80% of you guys are not really portraying your actual self. You guys are under other YouTube channel names, right? So we can have an actual conversation because I'll never know who you guys exactly are, and you guys will know who each other exactly are. Now, there are a few people that follow the channel, and if you click on their channel, like that are in the tribe, and if you click on their channel, you'll see that they're, you know, somebody that is, they have their own individual YouTube channel. So, but this is a safe space, so I want to talk to you guys really quickly, have a deep conversation. And there is a lot of silent suffering out there, and not a lot of, especially with millennials and Generation X specifically, in my opinion, because there's this sweet spot of like wanting not even make more money. It's more so like, what's gonna give you a life that you're like really satisfied with. And I think that when we're with our peers in the general community of millennials and Generation X, it's kind of like, you know, that group of people, in my opinion, not on purpose to like really hurt anyone's feelings, but they're just unaware because we grew up without the internet. And millennials kind of grew up with it a little, not to the degree of how people are growing up now. And so what's interesting is that there's kind of like this secret yearning to want to make money online. There's a secret yearning to like wanting to make more money and like wanting to travel more and maybe wanting to have extra money for like just different things. Maybe you want to like actually, you know, hire a trainer, but you don't have the money, or not even that. You want the body of your dreams, but you know that you probably can't get there because you don't have a trainer, and you know you won't hold yourself accountable. We're going to actually talk about some real stuff right now. We're not going to like fluff it, okay? Sometimes, you know, these streams are very like inclusive and all that. We're going to dive deep. You know, some of you guys want better skin. Some of you guys want a smaller waist. Some of you guys want to be prettier. Some of you guys want to be more beautiful according to whatever that standard is to your mind, right? Some of you guys, some men that are in here want to attract a woman, right? Some of us in here are wanting to travel more, but it's almost like, oh, well, you know, if you start traveling, your peers are going to be like, oh, what are you trying to do? You're traveling more. Where'd you get the extra money, right? Like there's things that like millennials and Generation X wants to do, but the programming is so deep of like, just keep it simple, keep it clean, get a 401k, have medical insurance, and like keep your full-time job. It's so volatile. I never really talk about this story a lot, but this is a pretty interesting story. Okay? This is a pretty interesting story of, my brother's calling me, but I'll call him back. This is a pretty interesting story of my journey, like a really, really crazy one. Okay, so a lot of you guys, I'm just gonna be straight up real with you. A lot of you guys are thinking that because you have a job, it's secure. And the reality of it is that it's not. I'm not gonna fluff it. It's not secure. And let me give you an example. So there's a company that I used to work for. I was a district manager. I was over 7 locations in the greater LA area as a retail company. I was over 7 different ones in 3 different malls, 3 different locations in each mall. Because each brand had like tiers to the brand. But anyways, 7 different stores. I was over them. Okay, I would manage other managers managing them. So I was pretty high up. And I remember we all got this email one day, all of us, and it said, we regret to inform you, but we will be letting about 30% of our managers go. And they pretty much just said some kind of HR thing of like, we're making cuts. Financially, we're doing what's best for the company. It's pretty much nothing personal. You will get a severance package if you find out. So what they were doing is, so they gave out that general email, right? So we're all tripping out. All of us start hitting each other up like, did you get the email? Did you get the email? Like, who do you think it's going to be? And then we're all worried, like, oh my gosh, like that one time I was late and I didn't say anything, or that one time, I left early, and that one time, I didn't finish my project. Like, we're all like, because none of us are perfect in a job. Let's just be honest. Like, there's always going to be one day for 5 minutes that you weren't perfect. Like, we're all human. We have off days, right? Meaning off, like we're not like on our A game. So we're all tripping out. We're like, everyone's freaking out. And we ended up finding out that people were getting basically blindsided with higher up managers in the company pulling up on them, showing up in person with a last paycheck. Like, this is crazy. Okay, a last paycheck. And hello, welcome everybody in. I'm not able to really, the the view today is like kind of weird, so I can't really glance like I usually do. So just kind of bear with me, and you're more than welcome to add comments and questions, and I always read the chats after, just to kind of see if there was any questions or anything that I missed. Okay, and then I'll do another live stream on it. So other higher up managers were pulling up on managers and being like, hi, today's your last day, right? So we're all freaking out. So we start to get word that this is happening. So now we're like having anxiety. Our face is like face toward the door. We're like, every single human being that walks in the door, I remember is it upper management? Is that upper management? Right? And so my boss got fired. My boss got let go, I should say, which wasn't a surprise, by the way. I talk about that in other videos, but 3 regional managers got cut. There was like 20 district managers that got cut, and like several hundred store managers, right? So each tier, there was like cuts. And this company, you guys, still exists. This company still is on the stock market, has stocks that you can invest in. This company still exists, right? And I say that, I make sure to emphasize that point, that the company is still here and still sells clothes, because we all thought once you're in the game, okay, once you're in there, hello, once you're in there, you're good. Like, your job is secure, your job is fine. The 30% got let go of the managers. I continued to work at that company for an additional like 3 years after that. And technically, like, what that taught me was that your job is never secure. I want to just emphasize that. Like, I have, being in the stage of life that I'm in now, I've seen maybe about 10, 15 people over the course of the last 20 years that get laid off for no reason. And when I say no reason, there is a reason, but it's just like a HR-y type of reason. You'll never really actually know the true reason. Okay? So your job right now, I just want to be real with you, it's not secure. Like I said, we all went into work that day super comfortable. We had our Starbucks. We're in there, moseying in when we want to, doing our normal routine. We had our flow, and then all of a sudden, all district managers and all regional managers got this message out of nowhere. And I remember during that week of like not really knowing who was going to get fired, not really knowing who was going to get let go, I remember being like, because this is when I was like 26, 27. I remember I was not good with money at all. Like, I had nothing to show other than my skills that I acquired being at that job. Outside of that, money-wise, I had nothing to show. I was horrible with money. I thought you were supposed to get money to spend it. Like, I did not understand the point of saving. Like, none of it, right? Just in my 26-year-old brain, 27-year-old brain, I'm like, whatever. Like, I'll always have a job. I'll always be fine. And not knowing that circumstances change, right? So I literally was like, if I get let go today, I won't be able to pay my rent. Like, I was like, I will not be able to pay my rent. And it was a wake-up call, because I'm over here thinking like, okay, well, this company, it's on the stock market, it's been around for 20 years already. It's a super popular brand. All the, it's not going, like, this company, this job will never go anywhere, because it's like, it's so, the brand is just so like known globally now for years that like, it's just not going anywhere. But here's the thing, guys, this is before boutiques in China and all these other like pop-up brands, like, all these other brands that like essentially were able to sell similar products for the same quality for half the price because of the internet. The internet didn't exist. Like, people weren't really, it wasn't really popular to buy clothes off of the internet for like a really long time. So once that started happening, where you could buy clothes off of the internet, it opened up a portal of being able to sell products at a way cheaper price, because a lot of the clothes that are created are made from China and India. So it gave the opportunity for other sellers to like get in on the game. And some people that don't care about the logo are like, well, why would I buy a shirt for $50 when I can buy it for $16.99? And it's the same material. I don't really care about the name on the shirt, right? So you couldn't have told any of us that we could have been on the chopping block. And it was funny because, you know, that movie Catching Fire, we used to always say, may the odds forever be in your favor, because you know how like you guys get it, right? Like if you've seen the movie, you get it. So every day we were like, may the odds forever be, may the odds forever be in your favor, because we didn't know who was going to get cut. And I remember I didn't want to tell anyone. I was super embarrassed. Like I was like, if I get cut, like I think I'm going to have to move back home with my mom. Like I think I'm going to have to move in with my dad, or because I literally will not be able to pay my rent next month, because I was just being silly, spending my money on clothes, like just stupid stuff. Like I would just spend my money. Like I would go to dinners all the time. I would go to happy hour all the time with friends. Like just no responsibility with money at all. And I had a blast. Don't get me wrong. I had fun, but like nothing to show for it other than that. So I was like, okay, wow. So that was a wake-up call. Now, other people in my family have gotten cut. In the last 2 years, people that are blood related to me, have gotten laid off. Actually, a few of them for, you know, company, finances, company, restructuring, company, like all of this just like safe jargon that like HR can talk about. And while this is going on, while people are getting laid off, as I've built my business over the last 5 years, I've noticed that I've never had that feeling of being nervous about being cut, because I'm running my own business. Like I have my own online orchestra economy. And I was like, wow, that is such like I would have never guessed that I would be able to I actually do have control over a paycheck, right? Now, not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur. And as much as I don't like to say that, because on one end of me, I'm like, everybody can own their own business. Everybody should be an entrepreneur. Everybody. But I've just learned in this journey, encouraging people to be an entrepreneur, that some people just don't have what it takes. They just don't. And, you know, the people that are, you know, you see them, they're working from home, they have an online business, they're able to travel the world, you see them traveling with their kids. There's a certain brain mindset that you have to have. Not everybody has it, or not everybody, they try to have it and they can't figure it out, or they literally just like are not wired, like they can't rewire themselves. My journey is for the people that are open to rewiring and have what it takes. So that's why I was saying at the beginning of this live, I want to apologize, because not everybody's going to be able to get into the VIP. And here, the thing is, and I don't want to offend, my purpose is not to offend anybody, but it's just to say, if you don't figure something out right now, you will be forced into figuring something out online. And if you don't already have an entrepreneurial brain or starting to work on it now, you will be so blindsided when eventually, potentially, either A, let me just keep it another buck, 100 right now with you guys too. One of the people that I know that is close to me, they got cut, and more 21-year-olds got hired. So they're getting, in their middle age, they were getting fired, and then they're hiring the 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, like the fresh out of college kids, okay? So, like, and it's like, it's hard to watch, because it's like, on one end, from a company standpoint, it technically isn't personal, but no matter what, it's going to feel personal, because you're basically saying, well, because I'm aging, I'm not good enough anymore. But the reality is that the more wisdom you have, the better more value that you have, right? And I'm not talking about people in their, you know, golden years getting fired or whatever. Like, you know, they do really get discriminated against. But I'm talking about middle-aged people. 45, 48, 52, 56, like getting, all of a sudden your boss starts acting weird with you. All of a sudden, you know, like people aren't as friendly. The upper level management doesn't really care to talk to you when they visit. Like all of a sudden you're just getting treated weird. And then boom, a month later, you're getting a severance check, right? Because it's cheaper to get rid of you and give you like a decent like 6-month check or whatever, rather than, you know, keep you there. And all these 21, 22, 23, they're all AI driven. They're fresh. They're, you know, they don't have kids yet. Most of them, they don't, yeah, most people don't have kids in America, at least, you know, at 21, 22, like not married yet. And so they're just like scooping all, okay? They're scooping all this, like all these little young things up, okay? And I want to wake you up to this. Like, I happen to, for whatever reason, God kind of made my path very hard. And when I say the word hard, specifically, I had to deal with people making fun of me behind my back. I had to deal with my own limiting beliefs. I had to deal with, you know, elders in my family not agreeing with my decision to quit my job. I had to deal with, after I quit my job, people are so title driven that they're like, oh, what do you do? And at the time when I quit my job, you know, I used to be a district manager. So it was like, you know, had a little tiny percentage of prestige to it. Like, oh, wow, like you're only 26 years old and you're a district manager. Like that's, you know, it was like for the ego, right? Like, oh, you have a higher position than most. Like you're making more than people that are 35 at 26. Okay, you know, what's so special about you? Like people would get intrigued. Now, after I quit, when I became a caregiver for my grandmother, people were like, you're a caregiver? Like, okay, well, like, what else do you do? And I'm like, well, that's all I do right now. I'm just like helping my grandma, and I work gigs here and there to make extra money, but like, I'm just on that journey. You guys, people's face would turn from like super interested to literally disgusted. And I'm like, what is so wrong with being a caregiver? But society, it's not really individual people's part or fault. Society has us size each other up via a title. Okay, so that part was very hard to swallow. That like, okay, I quit because I want to go after my own dreams. I want to spend my own 10 hours a day on something that I want to be doing because I value my life. I'm not going to go to work every day and be depressed and feel anxious and be nervous about talking to a boss that's going to visit, and I don't even care about the job. Like this is an illusion. I'm over here sweating bullets and getting nervous and, you know, feeling like I'm going to mess up, and, you know, because like say like a director was going to come visit, because like once or twice a year a director would pop up in the stores. And there was this culture of like, oh, the director's coming, everything better be perfect. Like, and I would just like take on that like energy, because that was the energy of like, that was the culture of the big boss is coming. And so I would be fumbling around and I'm like, this is an illusion. Like, why am I literally spiking my cortisol levels over clothes, over if clothes are neat on the table or not? Like if the numbers are hitting, you know, if we're hitting the sales goals for the month, like literally sweating bullets. And I was like, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well do that for myself. I might as well get nervous and be on edge and have anxiety for Ciana, which all those feelings as an entrepreneur, you still have those feelings. It's just, it's in different ways. But what makes me feel great about it and what still brings me joy is that it's pouring into Ciana's legacy. I'm not pouring into the corporate retail company's legacy, okay? Where they can just chop you up and spit you out and that's it, right? And technically, you guys, I'm kind of happy I got out when I did, because the age I am now, I probably would have aged out anyway, because I got hired at 22 years old, and like around 36, 37, 38 years old, people would either get like let go, or they would have to move to another state to work at the headquarters. And I'm like, well, I don't work at the headquarters. I don't even like that state. I'm not going to say what state it is, but I'm like, and not that I don't like the state. I actually really like the food there, but like, it's just not, it didn't feel like it could be home to me. So I was like, I already don't ever want to move to headquarters. And then like by the time you're 35, 36, 37, you're kind of considered old in that job. So I might as well get out now anyway. Okay, so I quit at right before I turned 29, or I think it was either 29 or 30. Like it was like, and so my entire 20s went to that company. Now, God had me there because I acquired so many like amazing skills from just learning, right? Like life experience, learning how to train and develop and be a leader, learning how to train and develop and encourage people. One skill that I didn't know that I would be using now is I had to literally breathe power and fire into people over the phone, knowing that I wouldn't actually see that manager until like three weeks from that time. So I would have to trust that the manager is going to do it. Like, so I was the district manager, and I would talk to store managers, right? So I had 7 store managers. I would have to convince them that they needed to get those numbers going. Make sure you hire new people. Make sure make sure the company's standard. All the jargon, right? I do that now. Being a live streamer, I guess you could say, I encourage and motivate people now. So because I was doing it years ago, now I didn't know I was going to use that skill to, like, I couldn't have predicted, because YouTube wasn't even a thing like it is now. So God knows, like, just for anyone that's like confused or feeling like, man, I don't know why I'm here in this position today, stay there and soak anything that you can soak up, like soak it up as much as you can with where you're at. Be the best you can. So if you're, let's just say you're working at, I don't even want to say a garbage man because they make a lot of money, okay? They make good money. And so like any kind of like worker, like mailman, garbage men, like they make a good money. So I'm just trying to think of like the most easiest basic job. Like, let's just say like you're a part-timer and you're a busser, right? Let's just say you're a bus boy, a bus girl, okay? And you clean up the plates and, you know, wipe off the tables after someone's eating at a restaurant, okay? You might be being like, okay, I feel like less than, even though you're not, but depending on society and how it affects you, oh man, like, you know, I'm just a bus boy or just a bus girl. No, you're learning multitasking. You're learning customer service. You're learning how to move quick. You're learning how to like time manage, where you're like, okay, I got to clean up that table, but I also got to help this waitress with that plate over there. But then I also got to talk to the cook and tell them, like, you're knowing how to like prioritize what's urgent versus important. So there's all these skills that you're perfecting. What up, Hallie? There's all these skills, okay, that you're perfecting. So you never know, like, just be amazing at whatever you're doing right now. You never know what skill it's going to turn into later. So there's that. Now, here's why I bring that sad story up, okay? That, like, you know, it's like, Ciana, it's a, what's today, Tuesday? It's a beautiful Tuesday. Why are you talking about, like, a sad story, right? Let me take a sip of my ginger and turmeric right now. Hold on. Really good. Also, guys, I like to keep these. It's glass. I try to keep as many little glass things as I can, and I use them as travel little things, because plastic is it's just not good to keep things in plastic. So, quick little pro tip. Okay. So if I'm going to spend $3 on this thing, I might as well keep this glass jar. All right. I bring that up because it's inevitable. Like, jobs are transitioning. So the obvious choice, the no-brainer, is to start figuring out how to make extra money online. Because when you will get forced out of it, which you will, it just depends. It's just a matter of time, whether it happens in your 40s, your 50s, it might happen in your 30s. Everyone that I told you that I know that got laid off was all ages. It was a range of ages. One was late 20s, one was mid 30s, and then one was 50s, and then one was 60s. Okay? When you work for a company, like, let me give you guys another example. So my dad is a business owner. I've only ever known him to be a business owner. I guess before I was born, he had, like, you know, little jobs here and there, but I've only ever known him as a business owner. All the crisis, all the 2020 shutdown, all of back in 2008, there was a really big house market crash. I was only like, I was young then, so I don't really like recall it like that, but like, or I wasn't knowledgeable about like the stock market and like the housing market, but there was a huge crash, right? My dad was getting more wealthy. Here's why. The company, not the company, the industry that he owns businesses in, it doesn't ever go out of style. And actually, when markets would crash, the industry that he's in, it's almost like people need what he has to offer even more. Okay? So now everything falls on my dad, right? Like if something were to go wrong, it's on him. If something, one of the stores that he owns like got broken into one time, that was, he had to incur that, right? But he had insurance, but still, like, he had to deal with that. So there's risk, of course. There's risk in anything in life. Anything. Okay? When you walk out of your front door, it's a risk, right? It's automatically a risk. You could be taking your vitamins and choke, right? Like everything, there's a risk there. There's some level, whether it's a high risk or a low risk, right? So me seeing every decade, he just got more and more, it seemed like his business would grow. Everyone else that I know, whether they're related to me or not related to me, that are like 50 and older, they all keep staying capped. Because what happens is either aging out happens, maybe they just, for whatever reason, like have to keep getting a new job, like, they get laid off, right? It's like there's something that just like kind of keeps them from like moving up. And even when you do move up, you guys, like there's a whole wave of doctors. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's like a whole wave of doctors on the internet that are quitting being doctors. And you think like, whoa, a doctor is so prestigious, you make a lot of money. But it's like, when you see someone when you go across someone's page and they're like, yeah, I made 100K selling digital products. And then you have to work 14 hours, a 72-hour shift and be a doctor, and you're making like $500 an hour, $600 an hour, like when someone else is making 100K in a month and they're like at the pool, working as having the pool as their office. Okay? So, oh yeah, it was actually really good. I wish I had a whole thing of it. So guys, like, we are in like this like vortex of like jobs, some jobs ending, but then other jobs being created. But you got to get in on it. And so if you feel like you're comfortable, and I'm always kind of wobbly with this, like I'm always like, well, I want to be fair and understanding, and not everybody is the same, and and I'm like, I just got to keep it real. Like, your job is not secure. Period. Like, hard stop. Like, your job is not secure. Okay? So there's people that I know that worked for the state of California, got cut. There's people that I know that worked for, had a city job, like a city type of job, got cut. Not fired, laid off for HR reasons, right? Like HR jargon. So you may not get cut tomorrow, but there's going to be a shift whether you end up aging out, where these 25-year-olds are coming in and you're 48, 49, 50, 51, and companies are like, well, we want the young ones that are, they're excited, they're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, they're not like, they don't have attitudes, they're eager, they're ready to go, they don't talk back, they don't, stand up for their rights. Because, when you're that young, you're like, you're just new, like you don't know to stand up for your rights, you don't know to speak up, right? So bottom line is, you gotta figure something out, whether it's with me or in general. This live is just to wake you up. this channel started out as, you know, talking about health and fitness, but I don't know why I've been just so called to like wake people up and help them understand that things are getting AI-ized and digitized, and not that jobs will completely go, because someone might be thinking, well, you know, I get that, Ciana, but my job is still like, it's fine, right? But let me tell you this. So for example, like, let's just say you work for a plumbing company, and yeah, maybe the plumber, the actual person digging out toilet paper and gross scum out of toilets and drains and stuff, maybe they are okay for now. But if you're a dispatcher, okay, if you're a dispatcher and you're calling and setting up appointments, that could be wiped out. If you are someone that's on a sales force and you get sales for other people, that's going to be wiped out. Like, if you ask ChatGPT right now, and I did this the other day on a live call, or on a live with you guys. I call them live calls. I did this on a live the other day, and literally, I couldn't believe it. The list brought up lawyers. It brought up doctors, because there's a lot of AI now that can diagnose, that can make diagnoses. Shocking. I was like, what? And I kind of knew that, but I'm like, well, that won't take the place of a doctor. But like, you guys, like, honestly, like, I'll tell you guys this. I had gotten bit by a bug. It was like a couple years ago. I got bit by a bug, and I was like, it was just like looking weird. So I called Teladoc. They looked at it for 1 second. They're like, oh, you're fine. Put some ointment on it. You're fine, right? And so I don't know. I guess I was just freaking out. Because I just don't like getting bit by bugs and stuff like that. It all freaks me out. So, but like, honestly, if I were to be online and like submit a video in to an AI, it could have told me the same thing, right? Like, there's AI already. Like, you plug in your issues, your symptoms, and then it spits you out like a prescription. So like, I just didn't, you know, I don't even think I really understand. It's the pace that's really kind of like very, why we should take it serious. Throughout time, things have changed, right? So we used to all ride on horses, and then cars came, right? And then like, we used to like travel by boat, and, you know, yeah, travel by boat, but then like airplanes came, right? But it's like, it was like still like a slow, you know, relatively slow transition. The rate of change is so fast that like, if you don't wake up to it, you're going to be like all of a sudden just like so jolted that you'll be so busy trying to get over your nervous system, trying to adjust, that like, you may end up having to get on government assistance. Like, I'm not even, like, some people, like, you know, depending on your personality, might not be able to keep up with the rapid change if you get forced out. Another person that I know that got laid off, literally, it took them over a year to get another job. That up on YouTube. There's tons of videos of people talking about it, being vulnerable and talking about their position. They're like, I don't know what's going on. I literally can't get a job. And it's like across the board. And what's happening is, like, again, like, if you're too old, like, if they see it's almost like if you have all this, like, experience, they're like, oh, we just want someone younger, right? They just automatically know that you're probably not up to date on social media, AI, all of that. And I hate to break it to you, but, like, it's just a reality, and it's just the truth. And so, and again, I'm in it too. Like, I probably would have aged out if I stayed at my old company. Like, again, when I was 26, I thought a 39-year-old person was old. And I'm like, now getting karma for that, because it's just not true. Okay, but when you don't know any better, right? And so, and again, you know, depending on what industry you're in, you know, they're hiring these young people, and then they're like, you know, these young people are just like, we want more of them. We'd rather have AI experts. And a lot of times, guys, these kids that are using AI, they're basically being called AI conductors. So they know how to create for it. Like, they manage AIs, right? So when you have one person that can manage AI, you basically get a total of 15 people, depending on what it is. It could be 4 people, 8 people, 10 people in one person. So for example, let me give you an example from my personal experience. I technically am an AI conductor right now. So I know how to use AI to help me come up with scripts, help me sell on my TikTok shop. It helps me ghostwrite, but I'm really writing for myself, right? An editor, right? A content manager. So, I could probably squeeze out 2 more. So let's just say I have 7 AI conductors under me. So instead of me hiring people to do all those jobs and it going out of my pocket, I'm just becoming an expert every day on how to use the AI, like an AI better and better and better. Okay. So that's what they're hiring now. They're hiring people that know how to manage AIs. Okay. So look, do what you want with that information, but just please, if you're in this tribe, do it. Everyone in this tribe. And if you don't like the fact that I keep saying it, I would actually, honestly, because I'm going to keep talking about it, I would say thank you for being here and I wish you the best, because it's one of those things where I don't understand why people are on the internet at this point and don't have one tiny 99-cent Excel spreadsheet that you're selling. Why are we on the internet posting our dog? Like, yeah, we got into social media from MySpace, Facebook, where that's all we knew. It was very innocent. Nobody was like obsessed with it like that. Like, I remember I would get, like, when I first got on Instagram, I got like 6 likes. I was like, this is like, I didn't even think about the likes. I was just like, oh, I'm just sharing that, like, I went to this concert. Cool. And then, like, we all slowly got infiltrated with, like, oh, likes matter, right? Like, likes matter, views matter. Like, it was kind of like this, like, weird metric that we all got, like, our nervous systems got attached to and assigned to. I have done some inner work on this too, by the way. I have unwired my nervous system to likes and views. It's taken me about a solid 2 years to wean myself off of that, because it was like everybody cared about likes and views, right? And it was like, oh, your page is growing, but then it doesn't exist, you guys. Like, having followers and, like, views, it doesn't exist unless you actually have, this exists right now, right? You guys all have blood pumping through your veins. I have blood pumping through my veins, and we're on this actually in reality live together, right? So your guys' questions provoke me to answer them. And then you guys drop gems in the chat. I learn from you guys. You guys are learning from me. This is real. Okay, this is actually real. Okay, if I post a YouTube video and I add value and people comment, that's real. Like, wow, this actually helped me. Or even if you disagree, because I've had people send me paragraphs about how they disagree. Okay, well, that might, get my mind going, okay, well, let me see their perspective. Let me see what's going on. Let me see, is there something I missed, right? But you guys, like, general, like, why are we posting a story? And here's what I want people to admit. You're not just doing it for fun. There's something in you that wants to know that people are looking at it. Let's just be real. Me included. When you post something, there's something about knowing that people will see it, where it's like, I guess it's like a kind of like a quick ego boost or whatever. And I know people do not, I just do it 100% for fun and all that. No, you don't. What's the point of posting that you went and you went skydiving? Because you had the experience already. You experienced the thrill, right? Other than sending it to your direct family and friends, why post it on social media? We like that we know people are going to see it. There's something like, there's something that, some kind of dopamine that people are getting when they know that there's going to be attention on their posts. Now, What you do with that attention, to me, is where it's either unhealthy or healthy. If you're teaching someone, awesome. If you're bringing someone joy, and you genuinely like want nothing to do with social media, and you literally have, it's almost like it's your community service or like your ministry, where you post things that are teaching people how to be happy or joyful or whatever. Okay, I'll give you that one. Outside of a few scenarios, we don't live in a time anymore where it's just everybody's just on social media just for like, just to see who can get more popular. It's almost like social media is just media. It's not even really social necessarily anymore, because so many people are selling things now, right? So you have to decide, are you going to be somebody that is a consumer, or are you going to be a producer? Now, to some degree, all of us will be both, right? But are you going to be at 90% producer and 10% consumer? Or are you going to be a 90% consumer watching everybody else produce and just give it a little bit of a try, right? So when I'm talking about let me help you build a website, I'm not talking about make something cute and make some cute little sales. I'm talking about your future. Because I would not be able to live the life that I live. Like right now, I'm on the way to go visit my sister. She hops on live a lot. Like 80% of the time when I'm on live. Okay. Let me see. Am I like about an hour? Okay. So I'm on my way to visit her. I hopped in the car. Right? I hopped up out the bed, turned my swag on. I took a look in the mirror and said, what's up with my day? I'm on my way to go see my sister. Okay? I didn't have to clock in. I didn't have to beg a boss. I didn't have to do none of that. I'm happy you get it, Lisa. I'm like, I don't know who's going to get that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Hold on real quick. Okay. So, and there's like literally like nobody on the road, but like I'm on like a really open road where I'm driving. So okay, I didn't have to ask a boss, nothing. Yeah, I woke up and was on my soldier girl today. I got my soldier girl on. Okay, I was literally like, I am gonna get my green juice. I'm gonna get my ginger turmeric juice. I'm gonna get my decaf coffee. You guys, look, I'm enjoying myself. I forgot I had these. I'm about to eat some right now. I was like, I'm gonna, go on this little road trip to go visit my sister. She just had a baby. I popped up at the bed. She popped out a baby. Okay. And I get to connect with the community and make sales. It's a win-win for everybody, right? And here's the thing. I did the blood, sweat, and tears. And I still have the blood, sweat, and tears. It kind of just never ends when you're in entrepreneurial land. But at least you're doing it for yourself. So I don't think I really did a good job when I first was explaining this to people. Hidden. Oh my God. Where do I put this? Put it over here. So you guys, hold on. Let me get my napkin. So I didn't have to beg a boss. I didn't have to say, well, I'll be back in time. I'll be back in time to do the project, boss. I'll be right there. Sorry, I know we got a quota we got to hit. No. So here's the thing. Everybody has a number that's going to give them. Everyone has a number that's going to give them a feeling of yeah, I feel pretty good. It could be an extra $500 a month where you're like, I just want to be able to buy healthier food. I like my job, but honestly, I can't afford the more expensive yogurt for the probiotics, for the gut. I can't afford, you know, the really good supplements, right, that I know I need to like have better energy. I can't really afford to get like the higher quality chicken. I have to get the chicken that's always on sale. Like, so maybe for you it's an extra $500 a month for better groceries, and you'd be happy. Okay, for somebody else it might be $1,000 extra a month, right? Where you're able to like go on better dates with your spouse, right? Maybe if you're a woman, you want to be able to pour into your beauty more and your grooming and get your hair done, and book with Lisa, get your hair done, right? For some of you, for the rest of you guys, maybe it might be an extra $5,000 a month. When you know that you can start making an extra $5,000 a month, you're like, you know what? I could finally get out of the job that I hate. I could do it. Like if I make an extra $5,000, you guys, making an extra $10,000 a month is only $322 a day. $322 a day. Okay, so let me just put it in a reality for some of you guys. My course that I have is, when you use the 25% off code, it's less than $67, right? So if I make how much? 7 sales. If I make 7 sales a day, and you guys see there's 20 people on here right now. There's people on my TikTok as I speak. There's people on my Instagram. There's people on, I have 3 talks, by the way. There's people that are watching, not even watching the live right now, but maybe they're just watching all the 3,000 videos. One day is very realistic. And I'm in the car on the way to go see my sister with you guys, chopping it up, right? It's because I think sometimes people are like, what, $10,000 extra a month is not realistic. Like, it sounds like it's not, it sounds scammy, that what Ciana's talking about, right? Okay, it sounds like, no, realistically, more than likely, it's very, I can very comfortably say that when I get off this live, I might have 1 or 2 sales, maybe 3, and then by the end of tonight, maybe 2 or 3 more, right? So you think about, if I go on live every day, or I'm always, I don't even have to go on live. I could batch record and post a video on YouTube every day. And let's just say, okay, so that's, okay, really quick. I'm just getting excited. So sometimes I start bouncing around when I get excited. So that's $322 a day for 10K a month. Let's just say you wanted to make 5,000. So that's half that, right? That's $61. Something like that, right? Someone do the math for me. $161 a day for 5K a month. You mean to tell me that you can't sell something for $40 to 3 people a day? For 50, or you know, maybe more than that, right? You can't sell four things, four digital products a day for 5K a month? But the internet exists? Right? Like, come on, like, get, like, partner with me, catch up with me, right? Like, it's so go to embodypursuit.com if you want to get in on the juice right now. Kilo's in there, we got Hallie in there, we got other people in there, Everyday Muscles in there. Like, let's get it going. If you don't have something, especially for my millennial brothers and sisters out there, and this is my personal opinion, I don't care what nobody says, I said what I said, and I'll stand on it. We should be having the most digital products and the most courses available. You know why? Because we're still youthful. Yeah, we're in the middle age, but we're still youthful in the bigger scheme of life. And okay, we're old. So we're in the perfect sweet spot of youth and wisdom. 40s, 50s, 60s, okay, late 30s, 40s, 50s, early 60s, like, this is the sweet spot of life. This is when you stop caring about what people actually stop caring about what people think, okay? Not sure if you heard the numbers right. Well, please, somebody do the numbers for me. Somebody do the numbers for me. I'm probably, hey, look, math was on my, I'm a manager and a leader. Math was not my thing, even though I was actually good at math, but it needed. But yeah, like, if you want to make 10K a month, I believe it's $322 a day, right? And then if you want to make 5K, it's like $161, right? Please, somebody call me out on the math. I could be wrong on that, but bottom line is, guys, it's whether the numbers are right or wrong, it's still only like 5 to 7 sales a day to make full-time income. Let's just make it easy like that. 5 to 7 sales a day, and you there's something that you have to offer that can make that a day. And then guess what, guys? You have your customers that come in. Woo, this is a gem right here. Get in on, lean closer, lean in for real. Wake up. If you were like, kind of just casually listening this whole time, I get it. This is I'm about to drop a bomb right now, so get ready. So let's just say 50 people buy your $40 product. Okay, 50 people. Okay, cool. Let's just say you have another offer that's a little bit more expensive. It's like $150, $200, maybe $300, right? It's like, maybe a membership. It's something closer to you, right? This is a secret sauce. People think that they have to sell that to other people. No, you sell that to your same people. So 50 people already know, like, and trust you, and they bought a $40 product from you. Now you say, hey, if you want the extra juice, if you want to actually get close, do this with me, let me help you one-on-one. Okay, boom. You offer something for $299. Okay. More than likely let's just say 10 people, maybe 15 people might buy it. Say 10 people bought it, right? Out of the 50 that you originally sold. Because you already have a rapport with them, right? Then you're like, you want to actually get on a Zoom call with me twice a week for the next month. It's a $500K package. $5,000 package, $5K package. Let's just say 1 or 2 people bought that because they already bought something from you before. They see that it works. So it's not a matter of if they have the money or not. It's a matter of if you actually, they know you can get them the result. That's the ticket. They will take out a credit card loan because I want to get more beautiful. I want to have higher status. I want to get over this stress and depression for my job. I want to have more money so I can flex on Instagram. I want to do like whatever it is. They know you can get them the result because they bought your $40 offer. Okay. So now you sold 1 or 2 5K. That's 10K right there from just 2 people. Okay. So like you can make a quick $2,000 from selling a $50, or selling to 50 people for $40 product. Everyone can do that. Everyone on here, everybody. Everyone's smart in here because the amount of gems and the amount of stuff that I have learned from you guys is priceless. Everybody has a $40 product up in here. Everybody has a $60 product. Like easy, where you feel comfortable, like, you don't feel like that's asking too much, where it's like, okay, you're worth, you're selling your worth, but it's like, it's solid, and you're kind of even over delivering on the $60 package, right? Okay. And then someone's like, you know what? They're consistent. They're this, they're that, blah, 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 right? So then you offer the same thing. Well, hey, guess what? You got that from me. Well, I have a $299 offer where you get on a Zoom call with me once a week. And I'll give you a 40% off, whatever. So it's $299, but then maybe they really pay like $160, right? So it's like a little bit, so you can work out the number. It depends on how much money extra you want to make, right? Not everybody wants to be a millionaire. Not everybody wants to be, a 6-figure earner. They're fine. They just want an extra $1,000 a month to take the edge off of life. You can do this. This is why it's realistic. I think that I didn't really do a good job of like actually making it realistic for people in their mind when I'm like, you can be full-time. I live in LA, you guys. I live in LA. Okay. So people are like, oh, it's too expensive out there. You guys. Okay. LA's not too expensive. LA is not too expensive. Your mindset isn't expanded enough. So me being someone that likes living in a bigger city, knowing that, yeah, rent is expensive. but it's not too expensive enough. I just said, well, what do I got to do to fit this? Because I like being by the beach. I like being able to go on hikes. I like being able to go to different museums. I like being able to go to amazing restaurants. I like being able to go to like fun pop-up shops and pop-up exhibits, because LA is such a big city. I like going to Laker games. I like going to Clipper games. I like going to Chargers games. I like going to Rams games. I like going to like all the stuff, like the activity of life, right? I like going to vegan festivals. I like going to fruit festivals. I like going to farmers markets. I like going to like everything. I like luxury, and I like the mom and pop thing. Like I have like a spectrum. I just like to be, I'd like to learn. I like newness and adventure, right? So I could either A, say I can't afford LA and move to like Timbuktu, and like there's a lot of cow towns that people don't really know about in California. I'm driving through one right now as we speak, where it's just nothing but farm, right? You can live there and live half the price, and yeah, you can afford it, but you're just, that's it. That you just, I mean, you go to the local grocery store, there might be one restaurant, like, okay, cool. Like, and that's fine, because people are fine with that. But like, I like that we have Disneyland, Magic Mountain, like there's just always something to like keep it fun and fresh, right? So, bottom line is, guys, that I expanded my brain to fit LA. I didn't shove myself down into a city where I'm like, I don't want to live here, but like it's cheaper, so like I have to go down. No, you just work the numbers out to be where you're at. So, you know, again, if I can live in LA and live off of selling on, that tells you something. A woman who drives around and goes live, doesn't edit a lot of her videos, goes live and is able to be full-time, like there's something to this. And here's the thing, guys, you do forget about the numbers. The numbers are an illusion. Forget about the subscriber count. That's an illusion. What's cool to know about the subscriber count is that is the amount of people that tapped into your page. So it's like when someone shows up, they go tap, and they just like said, I was here. Remember when people used to do, what was it called on Facebook, where you basically like checked in, like you checked into the place. Now people can't do that, because now people are like getting pulled up on and you know, robbed. But like there was an era where like you went somewhere and you checked in, right? Remember that? So it's almost like that's what the number shows. It shows that people checked into your page at one point, whether they always check in or they checked in once. So it's kind of cool to know that like 13,000 people have like tapped into this community, whether they stayed for that one YouTube short or that one video, or they're here every day. Regardless of whatever it is, it's like, that's pretty cool to know, right? So bottom line is, that doesn't matter. It's cool to know, but it doesn't matter. What is cool is that when you get 50 views and you made a video about your services, it's very highly likely, because, okay, here, let me reel it back. Hear me out on this. Again, lean in. If you make a video on, I'm going to use Lisa as an example. If you make a video or a course on how to do this specific type of braid hair and like these very specific styles, and you literally take the time to like film out these exact ways to do it, like from start to finish at every single product, all that, right? And it's like a 5-module course, right? Now, where it's like every young teenager transitioning into a womanhood needs to know this hairstyle, okay? Now, if you did a marketing video where it's like you showed a little bit of how to do the hairstyle, and it's like very niche. It's like, it's for the 25-year-old girl who's like, doesn't really know how to find the perfect hairstyle for her hair grade and her face shape, okay? You type that, like there's some kind of title that's very specific. You're 25 years old and you have C3 hair and you're looking for the best hairstyle, right? Everybody that is going to tap in, maybe some people younger, some people older, but people are going to tap in. Let's say you get 70 views and you have a $40 course offer. I can almost guarantee that 2 to 3 people will buy, because it's so niche. It's so, yeah, the pokes and the check-ins, yeah. It's so niche that like someone is already, they're searching for this solution. They want to be able to feel pretty. They want to be able to feel confident. They want to be able to like finally figure out a hairstyle where it's an everyday hairstyle. It's a good go-to, but they feel like luxurious. They feel beautiful. They feel, you know what I mean? And they're looking for that. Well, you happen to have a title that they're looking for, and it's like, you know what? It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer because the video was made for them. By the way, I have to even do a better job at this, by the way. So you guys are getting some game, but I'm also like learning how to like narrow this down on my other channel, the C code. That's why I made the other channel, because it's going to be very niche. This is for everybody over here. I don't care what age you are, if you're purple, I don't care what shape you are, if you're a triangle, if you're an octagon, everybody's welcome over here. But on my other channel, the C code, it's going to be for select people. Okay. Now, I mean, I just gave you guys a blueprint. Like, this was low-key a master class, a master conversation, because it's very easy to make 5K. You double that to make 10K. And then you do that maybe 3 months in a row, you can now quit your job. You can actually comfortably like feel confident that you can quit your job. Okay. Now, when you get in there in the course with me, you can take as much time as you want, but it's designed to be done in a day. If you started at 8 a.m., by 6 p.m. that night, you would have a website and a course. It's not just about an ebook. It's about opening up an economy. Okay? So because I opened that up, I didn't have to go create a course on another website and like use Thinkific, right? And then, I want to do coaching eventually. So now I have to like, it's in one, and it's already designed for you. Okay? So it's go time. Like this is your opportunity to either A, walk away from this live, because in the Embody Pursuit land, the solar system over here, we're doers, like we're executors. So you either really start to like, A, what I want you to do, some homework, look at why you're on social media. So some of you just look at why you're on social media, and this is going to require a little bit of inner work. Admit to yourself, do you like knowing that you're going to get some attention, right? And then why do you want the attention? Okay, do you find yourself wanting to like post again to like get a hit of attention, right? So just analyze that. So for some of you, just for the next week, why are you actually on social media? Another group of you want to make money online, but you don't want to be an influencer. Okay, so number one, we got to figure out why we feel like only influencers get to be the ones that make money. I think all people in the up should be the number one people that have courses. What does a 22-year-old, what are they doing? Making a course, but guess what? They're making a course and they're making 10K, 20K a month. I'm not even kidding. It's like, it actually has hit my ego a little bit. I'm not going to lie. And I know all of us on here are the perfect candidate, and I know we all would have probably had online businesses if millennials and early Generation Xers, or really just the whole Generation X, if we grew up with YouTube like it is now, if we grew up with AI, if we grew up with being able to have pop up a website in 30 seconds, literally, that's what you literally do on in my course. Ask Kilo, you literally make a login, and then now you have a website. You just have to fill it up with pictures and words and your product. That's it. So like, if we back in late 90s, early 90s, early 2000s, if we had access, we all would be doing it right now. But because we just happened to be born in like a little bit after that time, like we some of us had cell phones in high school, some of us, we kind of like were the first wave of this, but we were like the crash dummies for everyone else that gets the benefit now. No, I was like, I am not about to have these 25-year-olds popping up as millionaires every day because their consciousness is just, it's so moldable, and it's not like, there's not like a limitation of belief, right? So they're just fresh-minded, and then they have all these tools. So because they're fresh-minded, they have all these tools, and they don't have bills, they get to like become a millionaire. And I was like, no, that's not fair. That is not fair. So I am like really, really wanting my millennial brothers and sisters to wake up to this and let me help you, because I'm doing it full time right now. And again, you know, one day I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to be like, you guys saw the whole thing. I'm speaking that over my life right now. Okay, so do this. And some of you guys might already be in your bag on that level. Let me know what you're doing. Like, drop it in the chat. If you're a millionaire already, can you school us? Like, can you help us out in here? But it's not really, again, about the money, but it's like, what do you wish you could do? And then the money is the door. That's all it is. So I wanted to be able to still live in LA. Okay, boom. I want to still be able to like go to nice dinners. Okay, that's going to require a certain level amount of door money. I want to be able to trade on the stock market. Okay, that's going to, you know, that's another door amount of money. That's all that it, that's all that it is. It's like, it's resources. So if you just need 2 of the doors or 2 of the access points, then maybe that might only be $1,500 extra a month for you, which is great. Right? Maybe you're like, everything is fine, but it would be nice to actually like build my investing account. So like if I had an extra $1,000 a month and I could throw it on the S&P 500, like that would really, I would feel really confident with that, and that would make me, you know, feel good. Maybe some of you guys have young kids and you know, you need college, what it's going to look like for kids for college, right? I have courses, but I don't promote. Girl, Lisa, let's be vulnerable. Why don't you promote them? Why don't you promote it? I really need to learn to translate my passion for massage to things you were talking about. Yes. There could be some awesome things. Like, I don't even know if this is a thing, but if there was like self massages you could do, if there was like